Buffalo Bills.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Hello, thank you for tuning into another edition of the Bills Canvas here only on the Do Champions Media Network. I am one of your co-hosts, Pat Bruckness. You can find me on Twitter at Pat_Bruckness, and I'm here with my co-host, Tommy G. Tommy, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me on X at GambraT and all my other socials, Tommy Jambra.
Yeah, Tommy, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. Football's in the air, Madden's out. We're starting to feel that crisp, cold air come around, depending on where you live. Football's back, Tommy. There's football on right now. We had a Hall of Fame game last week. So let's start with, before we get into that and we preview the Bills-Giants game, how do you feel about how training camp went? Because as of today, that was their final day of training camp.
With training camp, I mean, so far from what I've heard, like from other people's perspectives, the defense balled out like all training camp. So I'm kind of happy to see like that the defense is looking improved and ready to go for the season. So, I mean, hearing guys like Greg Russo, Joey Bosa put in the work, Trey White. I mean, the resurgence of Trey White in the Buffalo uniform. I mean, that's got to have fans excited and ready to go. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing old Trey Day out in that secondary, making plays and helping the Bills win. So how are you feeling, Pat, about the defense?
Yeah, I'll start with the defense side of the ball. I felt like last year they didn't have much depth at certain positions, especially in the secondary at safety. I know they had a rookie Cole Bishop as their third string safety. Yep. The cornerbacks were very thin because as soon as Christian Benford went out in the AFC Championship game, you saw guys like Jamarcus Ingram. Well, he didn't play the AFC Championship game, but he played in Week 3 against Miami.
Right.
You have guys like Kyrie Elam who are no longer on the team. I mean, Cam Lewis who's a versatile guy. He plays safety, he can play corner. We needed more depth there, and you saw that, especially in the AFC Championship game, like I just stated. I felt like they added depth there, which with the guys they drafted in the draft. You got Dorian Strong, Jordan Hancock. You bring back Tre'Davious White, who I feel like still has a lot of thread left on those tires because due to his injuries, unfortunately, he was not able to, play, which means less games under his belt. And that's one thing Trey White has said too, was this was the first offseason where he finally was able to just, train for the offseason, not just rehab.
Right.
So I do agree with you there. The emergence of Tre'Davious White, like we saw in Hard Knocks, Tommy.
Yeah.
After practice, he was in year 9, Tommy. He's running up and down hills. You got to love it in full uniform. Guys like that, that's what the coach Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have built. And then for the defensive line, I've said it so many times, right, Tommy? And I know you agree with me. The Bills have seen it twice now. 2020 Super Bowl against Tampa Bay. The 2024 Super Bowl, Tommy. They get pressure with their front four, and that's why they're able to beat Kansas City. That's why a lot of teams can beat Kansas City because, you rush 4, you drop 7.
Right.
That's just how you beat Kansas City. So the fact that, they bring in guys like Joey Bosa, a guy who, when healthy, he's in my opinion, a top 10 pass rusher. You bring in Deion Walker, a guy who could have been a first-round pick if he came out 2023, but didn't. His draft stock fell in this year's draft due to a stress fracture in his back last year in his lower back. TJ Sanders, a guy they traded up 21 spots for. You still have Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, and no longer your starting one tech. Another year of Dwayne Carter. AJ Epinesa comes off the bench alongside with, you got Greg Rousseau, Joey Bosa, obviously. Javon Solomon apparently has had a very good camp.
That's what I've heard too.
So just getting better at key positions and on top of getting depth at certain pieces, and you're seeing that throughout training camp. Guys like Dorian Strong stepping up, picking the brain of the veterans, and Christian Benford and Tre'Davious White. It's crazy we're calling Christian Benford a veteran now, isn't it, Tommy?
Yeah.
Same thing with Greg Rousseau. He just had a vet rest day.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, he's just so underrated, and people just, they look over him like he's just this cornerback, like he's not, rated high or anything like that. I think he feeds off that, Pat. Like, I feel like when he's out there, he's out to prove something. He's out to prove that he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and he's just keeping it unknown. And I like his attitude. I was always a Christian Benford backer since his rookie season when I was.
I'm sure you were. No,
I was so high on him. I'm like, this kid's going to be a star. When I first saw him at training camp his rookie season.
That's right, you were there.
Yeah, I was there at training camp when I saw him, and I was like, this guy's going to be a star for the Bills, and I was right.
And that's something I always give Sean. I know we talked about this last week, but Sean McDermott and this coaching staff knows how to develop people in the secondary, players in the secondary. Christian Benford was a 6th-round pick. Kyrie Elam didn't pan out, but that was not really Sean McDermott's kind of scheme. That's something they went away from. He was more of a main corner and just couldn't adjust to the Bills scheme of running their nickel. I
think they were panicked into that pick when they were, because all the corners were going in that draft, and I think they were just pressured to pick the best corner in that draft at that time, which he was the best one still on the board. So I think they were pressured into taking Elam than what they wanted.
We do got a comment here from Matt. They traded up for both Sanders and Walker. They are trying to improve. That's right. They did trade up for Deion Walker. I forgot about that. But yeah, you trade up 21 spots is definitely for somebody you like. And we saw in Bills Embedded last year. Not Sean McDermott. Brandon Beane even said that he tried trading up for Cole Bishop, but he couldn't find a trade partner. It takes two to dance. Yep. And we have seen it time in and time out. I know we play them next week, but Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, and Brandon Beane always make a draft day trade. They have good, content. It's good. They have a good relationship. And we get the guy that we want, and obviously they got the guy they wanted. But, trading up 21 spots, especially in the second round, that's not cheap. It's not like you're trading up 10 spots in the 4th round. You're trading up 21. No, it's a 19. Yeah, 19 spots in the second round.
Right.
That's more than half the second round.
Right. And did they trade up to get Dwayne Carter last year, Pat, or did they trade back?
Dwayne Carter was he a 3rd round pick? We drafted.
I thought we traded with Kansas City on that pick, didn't we?
Oh, because we
moved back. Because we moved back, I think.
Right, because we traded out of the 1st round.
Yeah, and I think
Chiefs. We traded with
I think we got that pick from the Chiefs.
Panthers.
I think for Dwayne Carter.
I think.
Then
we drafted. Who did we draft in the 3rd round that year? That was
Cole Bishop.
Oh yeah, it was Cole Bishop because we had 2 second-round picks. Right, and then we drafted. I want to say Dwayne Carter in the 3rd and Ray Davis in the 4th.
Yeah, I think.
So
it was 3rd round was Dwayne Carter. I think and then.
But but we did trade. You're right, though. We did the pick that we selected the Dwayne Carter with was from the Chiefs.
I think it was from the Chiefs. Yeah. So
right. So obviously that's a guy Brandon Beane wanted as well. So like Matt said, trying to improve it in the defensive line.
I'm looking to see.
They have been. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I'm looking to see his improvement for this year, from last year to this year, from his rookie year. So I think hopefully we'll get to see maybe some good stuff from Dwayne Carter, because he was doing really good until he got hurt. I think it was the Tennessee game he got hurt.
Yes, he fractured his wrist.
He was coming along until that injury. So hopefully maybe we'll see some flashes before that Tennessee game when he was balling out.
Yeah, because I felt like that was really the first game where we saw some of our rookies really pan out. Guys like Keon Coleman now in his 2nd year, along with Dwayne Carter as well. That was Keon Coleman's first 100-yard receiving game, and Dwayne Carter, I believe, forced a fumble that game.
Yeah.
So you really saw them starting to turn the page, and they both suffered wrist injuries, which is weird. Last year was the year of the wrist for the Bills.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Weird.
All these wrist injuries. It was like, what the heck?
And Amari Cooper too.
Yeah, and Cooper as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are trying to improve in the defensive line. I like what they did with Joey Bosa, put him on a 1-year prove-it deal. And because with the way we rotate our defensive line, Joey Bosa should stay healthy. Again, knock on wood. Then with him, we need him for playoffs time. We proved that we can win in the regular season without a premier pass rusher, but we need it in the playoffs.
Right.
And I think that's what Joey Bosa is. That's what Brandon Beane wants, and Sean McDermott want Joey Bosa to be for us.
Right.
So I love that. Now, what about the offense, Tommy?
We did get some good news from Sean McDermott today in his press conference, saying that Khalil Shakir will be ready by week 1. So that is huge positive injury news for Khalil Shakir, because he is a big part of this Bills offense. And I guess we had some good front on Curtis Samuel too. Like he's on his way back, so that's another key injury. And then they said Taylor Rapp, I think next week, they're targeting next week for his
next week
practice. So some of these guys are coming back from injury, which is a big relief, Pat.
It really is. And let's speak on Khalil Shakir very quick and his importance of him. Longest tenured Bills receiver in that receiver room, with obviously the new additions of Elijah Moore, Josh Palmer, Keon Coleman in his second year. We have excuse me, Khalil Shakir. And if you go back to last year, looking at Khalil Shakir, he missed that week 3 game, the week 4 game against Houston, and that was Josh Allen went 9 for 30 that game. You can tell Josh Allen trusts Khalil Shakir with the balls in his hand, has one of the highest catch rates in the NFL, if not the highest. I think it was the highest last year and the year prior.
Yeah.
So having Khalil Shakir back week 1 with Josh Palmer, I think it just opens up the other guys. It opens up a Coleman, it opens up a Palmer, it opens up a Moore, it opens up a Cade. And that's what Joe Brady wants to do with this offense. He wants, everybody eats, and like you said on Hard Knocks, which I know we'll talk about here in a few minutes.
Yep.
This is the Joe Brady route. You're running open to get the other guy the ball. So I loved our receiver room, and I know we've had some injuries in the receiver room, especially. We just got Spencer Brown back, participated yesterday, I believe, for the first time this training camp.
Yes, sir.
And same thing with Dawson Knox. So you get those two guys back, just keep getting healthy. And obviously, Josh already has continuity with Kincaid, Knox, Shakir. It's more importantly that guys like Laviska Shenault, Elijah Moore, and Josh Palmer are on the field.
Yeah.
I know Palmer had that groin injury.
But I think he's coming back to himself now. I mean, I think him and Josh have been building that chemistry too, as we saw in Hard Knocks. But I think their chemistry is going to be big too in this offense.
No, it definitely will be, because I felt like, it feels like a broken record saying this, but we saw it in the playoff game against Baltimore, especially, and not really against Denver, because I'm surprised what our receivers were able to do against them.
Right.
But we needed that other guy against the Ravens and in the divisional round in the conference championship game against the Chiefs, where we did not have a guy that was constantly getting open, and that's what Josh Palmer is going to bring to the table. We talked about Josh Palmer, a few weeks ago when we first started the show, what he can do with his route running, and like you said, you see the continuity with Josh Palmer. So I like it. Yeah. So Tommy, let's head into Hard Knocks.
Okay.
Give me your opinion on Hard Knocks.
The Hard Knocks episode 1, I thought it was a great episode. Like that, going into Josh coming in and telling him how his wedding went, and then going into the team, and then just dialing it up with what he's got on offense and everything. And then you got the Trey White skit. I mean, they got his own ice cream now at the pit ice
Trey Day Sunday.
Yeah, the Trey Day Sunday. I mean, that's probably a hit now in that ice cream parlor. But yeah, I love that. And then him running up the hill. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Like what he's been, he's committed to winning, and I love seeing that. And then the another thing that caught my eye was when they were at the new stadium with Pagula, and she was telling Josh all the answers and stuff that they're gonna have there, like with the massage room and the pools that they're gonna have and stuff that they can get their body straight. So that was pretty interesting. But those were some of the keys. Oh, and Deion Dawkins, I thought that was pretty interesting about like his racing, like he was doing with his daughters, and that was inspiring. But I hope he was taking it easy. We don't want to get him injured like doing something
right
that. But I mean, just showing that and having his family around, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you see that Deion Dawkins is a big family guy. You see, that Sean McDermott and Brandon, when they speak on culture, a lot of teams do, but you're seeing it with this Bills locker room.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams go away for training camp. I think Hard Knocks said the Bills are one of 5 teams or one of 6 teams that goes away for training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can tell all the way from your best player, Josh Allen, all the way down to a guy who's trying to make the roster, like let's just say, who's trying to make the roster? Let's just say Brad Robbins. They're all brothers at the end of the day. Like Josh Allen said, they spend all the time in the world with each other.
Yep.
From the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, they're with each other.
Yeah.
That teaches you to play for one another. Yep. I love that they do that. And look, you got Tre'Davious White and Christian Benford going out for ice cream.
It's so cool. That's really cool that they can do that and have a good time and make their own specialty ice cream. It's pretty awesome.
Right. And you see Josh Allen saying hi to everybody, even handshake Tyrell Shavers, guys who have not really been on the roster but been on the practice squad. Josh Allen makes sure to acknowledge everybody and everybody else. They're all trying to help each other get better.
Right.
I love how big Deion Dawkins is on family.
Right. Yeah.
See, you spoke on Tre'Davious White. Being in year 9 and running up hills after practice shows true dedication, like we talked about earlier.
He wants that ring, man. I could just tell he wants that ring for Buffalo.
He does. And I know even Brandon Beane said, Josh Allen would trade 10 MVPs for one Lombardi, which I believe. We have a lot of guys in this locker room that are selfless and not more about self accolades, which is a really good culture. And that culture has been tested, Tommy. Yeah, 2 years ago with a Tyler Dunn hit piece, they tried ruining that culture, but the players played for Sean McDermott. And you see,
it showed a lot of heart. It showed a lot of heart.
Right. And hold on a second. We just got some news.
We got some breaking news, Pat.
Oh, the Texans fear safety CJ Gardner-Johnson towards ACL.
Ooh, that's a huge loss for that defense.
That's a huge loss for that defense,
yeah,
especially on that back seven.
That's going to hurt their secondary if that's true.
Yeah, now they have Jalen Petrie. You still have Derek Stingley. Yeah,
but still.
They have a good defensive line, defensive ends, I should say. That's going to hurt.
That might take a little sting in their defense. See if they can hold up. But yeah, that could be a big loss,
especially for a team that's trying to contend for the AFC. They're favorite. They're favorites to win their division. Yep. But back to the Bills. Mm-hmm. You see Sean McDermott. He's talking in the safety of Bobby Batch. When the coaches are talking, the players are bought in. Yep. When we watch the Miami's Hard Knock, players are kind of looking around like, You see the Bills are locked in. Like Bobby Babbage pointed out Bosa. Bosa, we don't hit 17, right? We don't have the quarterback. He goes, right. Just the players are bought in, and they are truly invested, and they're playing for. My favorite quote by Kyle Williams: "Don't play for the name on the back, play for the name on the front." I love that.
Yeah, that's a great quote.
It is. So having that, the continuity with each other. Us Bills fans realize how close this team was. Right. I'm glad the rest of all the NFL world gets to see it. All the other NFL fans get to see it. Yeah. But I think even Tommy, watching that just the first episode, this team is closer than we even thought.
Yeah, 100%.
I would say me and you are pretty close.
Yeah.
Just seeing these Bills, man.
And then we
coming from all different walks of life too. It's amazing to see. We have a great
get these tweets from like Pete saying like this defense is much better than last year and this team all around. Like it's just
Pete Prisco,
it gives me hope that that we're gonna make another run and hopefully get this ship this year.
I think we will.
Hearing all these tweets and stuff about how good this team is.
And one thing that I like about, I'm glad you brought that up, Tommy. Pete Prisco, they spent 2 days here.
Yeah,
this team has much better depth than it had last year.
100%.
Playing like a 1 seed team. Yeah. Now this team, Josh hasn't been to the AFC Championship game twice now. He's experienced. He has an MVP.
Yep.
All he has left to, I'm gonna get a little, pardon the French here. All he has left to fucking do is win the AFC and win the goddamn Super Bowl.
Yep, that's what you got to do.
If you put 17 in the Super Bowl, he will not lose it.
I have that feeling as well. Like if he gets to that game, I don't see how you're beating him.
No, I don't either. And it's unfortunate, what happened in the AFC Championship game, but stuff happens. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'll take it to my grave. He got that first down. But we're on to a new year, Tommy.
We're ready for this year.
This team, I know, I'm glad you brought up we can go on a run. I think the way this team is set up now, we just extended our core players. Obviously, next year we have Osiris Torrance, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, but still, this team is built. This team is one of the younger rosters in the NFL. People want to talk about Washington; they're the oldest. We're one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good when you're young and you're motivated and you have to.
And you have the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, you have the best quarterback in the NFL, and you still have plenty of talent on both sides of the ball. Like, that's just something you don't see a lot, and it's just you're just grateful that you have a team like that's bound together, that they want to do this for each other and they want to win the whole damn thing.
Right, and I know the people like Joey Bosa said it on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I believe it was. He said that the guys in the locker room were calling him Unk Joey Bosa just turned 30.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're calling him Unc.
Calling him Unc.
And, Matt Milano, I believe, is 31. You have Trey White, who's 30. You have Josh Allen, who's 29, which quarterbacks go for a while. So do defensive linemen. And then you have Deion Dawkins, who's 31. This team is young. Those are considered our old players.
Another thing, Pat, they asked Josh Allen today, like, who's one guy on the defensive side who's gonna ball out? He said he came out and said Matt Milano. He's super excited to see what he can do healthy, and and he said he's ready to go out there and make plays for this team. And I was like, wow, this is great. Like, to see Milano and Bernard on the field together. Like we haven't hardly seen that together,
Yeah.
So like, hopefully if they're healthy, and they could be a very good dynamic duo at linebacker for us.
They could be, before Matt Milano, fractured his fibula. People were talking about that being the best linebacker tandem in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Milano's playing with like his hair on fire. He's playing like all pro Matt Milano again. It's like he turned back the clock.
Yeah.
And I get Terrell Bernard. If these guys can stay healthy, Tommy.
Usually
it's like they swap. We have one, we don't have the other. We have the other one, but then we lose the other one.
Right.
If these two can stay healthy, good luck.
Yeah.
Just with the way what this defense can do, especially with our additions, like a Michael Hoyt, like a Larry Ogunjobi, when those guys come back, those are gonna be trade deadline acquisitions in themselves, if you think about it.
Yeah. And you could see the disguises with the linebackers too. You could see maybe Matt Milano coming in on a rush, or you could see Bernard, or you could maybe see both of them coming in there, and you're like, what the heck am I doing on offense? So it's like, having those two on the field together, I think it's going to be huge for the Bills to succeed on defense.
Yeah, and we see what Matt Milano can do when he blitzes. I know there's a few times where the Bills, people always want to see the Bills send Tremaine Edmonds when we had him.
Yeah.
I want to see the Bills send Terrell Bernard. Because he comes out hot. He'll crack you. Pause.
Yeah. Yep.
Good for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was carted off in practice. C.J. Gardner, per Ian Rappaport, good news for the Texans safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was carted off in practice today, did not tear his ACL, sources say.
Okay, all right. Well, that's
good. So we fixed our little, little breaking news.
Yep.
But yeah, back to Terrell Bernard and this, having Matt Milano back at form, even if it's 85% what he was, 80%, that's still better than 140% Dorian Williams.
Right.
So, with that being said, Tommy, I think this is a good time to talk about training camp.
Yeah.
Well, not training camp. The Bills-Giants preseason game.
Oh, preseason. Okay, yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, football is back. Thank goodness. I know there's a few games on today, but our season starts Saturday when we kick off the New Jersey Giants, 1 p.m.
Yep.
Tommy, obviously score predictions are hard for that game, but first give me your overall thoughts on that game and what are you looking forward to watching in that game?
I'm actually looking forward to a couple of different things. So I'm looking forward to how our O-line handles their young defensive front. I mean, they got some dogs on the defensive end. Whoever plays, but I'm just saying, like, if it was like a normal game, they would have dogs on their defensive line, like Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter. Is that his name?
Yeah, Abdul Carter. Then you got Kayvon Thibodeau. And you have Brian Burns.
Brian Burns, yeah. I mean, they have a lethal front four on their D-line. So if they all play, I think our O-line's gonna, have to step up. But and we've seen our O-line go against dominant defensive lines, and they've held up. I mean, look at last year. We only gave up 15 sacks last year, Pat?
Yeah, 14
or 14. I mean that's one thing I'm going to be looking forward to, and then I want to see how Trubisky does as our backup. I want to see, like, if he can win that job, or is it Mike White's job to win? So that's going to be another storyline to keep an eye on is the backup job, because we know Josh is not playing according to Sean McDermott. And if Coleman plays, I think he'll play, but I think I want to see what he can do on offense too as well. If he can, get off his breaks, how he's gonna handle, like, Mitch Trubisky throwing on the ball and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to in the game on Saturday. How about you, Pat?
Yeah, let me follow up with you very quick. You talk about Mitch Trubisky and Mike White. Do you think Shane Buechele has a chance at winning that QB2 position, or do you think it's a two-man race?
I think it's a two-man between Trubisky and Mike White. I think they're, one of those guys, and then I don't know if Buechele's got a real shot.
Okay. Yeah, no, but
that's just my opinion, but we'll see. I mean, if Buechele balls out, then good for him.
Hey, best man wins the job, right?
Yeah,
That's what we've been talking about all year,
job,
all season.
Yep. So, but yeah,
but
we'll see how it goes.
What I'm looking forward to watching out of this training camp game is everybody getting out healthy because that's very important.
That's
but I'm looking at, because I don't know if any of the Giants starters are playing, but I'm looking at how Keon Coleman, because everybody wants to knock on his separation.
Right.
I want to see Keon Coleman in that aspect. I want to see not really much from the offense because, we know what Ray Davis can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to see Creighton Prather, the rookie wide receiver drafted out of Maryland in the 7th round, has a high catch rate. I want to see him.
Is he back? Is he back healthy now? Because I thought he had an injury going in, but I didn't know how much.
I think he's healthy now. I think he
suffered
suffered that earlier in camp.
I would love to see what he can do, like with the speed wise, on if he can, use his speed to his advantage.
Right. Then I want to see guys like Elijah Moore, how they fit on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are home. Obviously, you're not playing with Josh and you're not playing with the starters. But if you can't, you have to make it work against backups. To make our starting team. So. Because, there is competition there. Because, obviously at the top of the list, you have Coleman, Shakir, Palmer. Then, you got guys like Elijah Moore that are trying to make the roster. So, Elijah Moore wants to stand out. Same thing with Laviska Shenault. You want to stand out?
I've been hearing a guy stand out. What was his name? Wilkerson?
Steven Gosnell?
Not him. It was the other guy. I think his name is Wilkerson, if I'm not mistaken. It's another receiver that's been standing out. I think that's his name. But I've been hearing good reports on him, too.
Hey, then Steven Gosnell as well, Tommy. Tyrell Shavers.
Yeah, Shavers, too, yeah.
And then you have, especially with Curtis Samuel being out, guys like Elijah Moore can win a job here.
Yeah, 100%.
So from the defensive standpoint, I want to see if the Bills switch up anything schematically. Obviously, you're not going to show your hand in the preseason. No. But I want to see if the Bills tend to run. Right, I want to see the Bills run a little bit more man. And I know we'll talk about Audible of the Week, the player we're looking forward to watching the most. But I just want to see how guys like Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, how they fare in their first, taste of the NFL. It's still the preseason, but obviously all the preseason is just an extended training camp for our young guys, and for roster battles. And I want to see how I think Trey White's going to play. I want to see how Trey White looks. Obviously, I'm not really more worried about Trey White. I want to see how our younger guys look, especially on defense, like an Eden Ofolcio. You have maybe a Dorian Williams, Joe Andreessen. His linebackers 3, Tommy, we talked about it last week. Shaq Thompson, Joe Andreessen, Dorian Williams, Eden Ofolcio. Who wins that job? You probably keep 2?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm in the mind of maybe Andreessen winning that third linebacker.
Won it last year.
Yeah, he won it last year. He earned it last year, especially
yes, he did.
From last week when I was talking about him like dominating that Pittsburgh game. So like I'm looking forward to see what he can do against the Giants. Giants offense. I mean, if he could step up and pretty much repeat what he had against Pittsburgh last year, I think he has a great shot at winning that third linebacker job. And especially, I mean, he could play special teams too. So, and that's huge in a Sean McDermott defense.
Right. And I do want to see guys like Frank Gore Jr. because, if we trade back to the offense just very quick, if we do end up trading a James Cook or he sits out, we need a third running back. Is it a Darrington Evans who always does well in the preseason with the Bears, Bills, Dolphins? Or is it Frank Gore Jr., who I felt like was pushing to make the roster last year? I thought for sure.
He got that ankle injury right last year. That's what maybe like hurt him a little bit. I know he got hurt in that one. I think it was one of the first preseason games last year.
No, I think the first preseason game he went like ballistic, didn't he? Like ran for
almost that's 100. What it was. He might have got hurt the second or third game then.
I think so. So
it
I
was
thought for
against
sure
the Panthers. I think he got hurt against the Panthers. That's what it was.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it was the Panther game. He got hurt.
But I want to see how he looks. I felt like he was gonna. I thought he was not gonna be able to make our team last year. I thought for sure somebody's gonna pick him up.
Pat,
especially with being the son of Frank Gore.
Speaking of James Cook, I mean, how are you feeling that's gonna go, Pat? I mean, he held out again another practice. So do you think that deal's close enough where it's gonna get done before the season, or do you still think they're far apart on negotiations?
Well, James Cook said during OTAs, why are you participating? He said he loves his teammates, he loves his money. I think if this holdout continues into week 1, he's gonna play because like he said, he loves his money, he loves his teammates.
Yeah. I
get you want to get paid. So I personally think that the Kyron Williams deal favors the Bills because it kind of gives you a framework. And James Cook and Kyron Williams have put up similar stats, similar snap percentages, I believe like 46, 45. Almost same amount of yards, rushing yards, receiving yards. So I think that kind of hurt James Cook's camp. Now you're not really going to get Saquon Barkley money like he wanted. Now he's probably going to have to settle for maybe 13 and a half. That's the most I'm willing to pay.
Right.
Just over Kyron Williams. I do think Cook's better.
Mm-hmm.
But the numbers don't lie, Tommy. The snap percentage, you want to pay him like a 4-down back, you better play all 4 downs.
Yeah.
But I do think this deal settles sooner than later.
Yeah.
And especially, with James Cook's agent saying, sit out.
Right.
Probably they're close and they don't want a injury to derail the deal.
I'm thinking maybe he'll get maybe a couple million more than Kyrie Williams, but I think it's going to be around the same framework, like a 3-year, around 33, 34 mil. So that's what I'm thinking. That's that's reasonable for James Cook. I mean, he's only on the field 40% of the time on offense.
45, 46, yeah.
So he's got to take some of that into account. So I mean,
right.
I'm at that range, like a Curry and Williams deal. Like if it's like between like 33, 34, like just get that 3-year deal done, and then like I said, then you're off and ready to go for the season. So just see how Brady plays that out.
Yeah, because if you want to get paid, big money. I get what he does for us, especially in the AFC Championship game. 132 total scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns. He deserves to be paid like a top back. But at the same time, he is not a Saquon Barkley.
Right.
He's not a Derrick Henry. He's not a Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
So I think this gets done sooner than later. I guess time will tell.
Time will tell.
But I know Brandon Beane does not like negotiating in the media, and James Cook has done the opposite of that. He has business.
Yeah.
Beane doesn't like that.
Right.
So time will tell with that.
Yep.
And now, Tommy, Madden 26 released today for the pre-order. If you pre-ordered the game. Madden overalls. Should we talk about them?
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty. We'll start with the obvious at quarterback, and we'll work our way down.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's a 99 overall.
Yeah, I think that's a great rating for him. I mean, MVP of the league. I mean, he does it all for his team. So I'm all for the 99 for Josh. I think that they got that right.
So am I. Patrick Mahomes comes in at a 95. Lamar Jackson comes in at a 99. Joe Burrow comes in at a 97.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Mitch Trubisky at a 64. Mike White at a 65. Shane Buechele at a 52.
Okay.
Now, this is where it starts to get a little interesting here, Tommy. Ready?
Yeah.
What do you think James Cook's overall is?
85.
89.
Okay.
Puts him in the top 10, which I believe he's a top 10 back.
Yeah.
But I think 89 is a little low.
Yeah. You think so?
At least a 92.
Yeah. Yeah. You think he should be like a 92?
Yeah.
I'm around that. I think between I would say 80 between 89 and 92. I think anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Then you got Ray Davis at a 74.
Okay. I would put him maybe at an 80. Ray Davis.
Okay. And Ty Johnson at a 73. I don't like that one.
That I think that's too low. What do you think?
I think that's a little low, especially what we saw Ty Johnson do last year, especially on 3rd down.
Maybe have him at an 81.
I think that's fair. I mean,
think one is fair for him, for Ty Johnson, for what he did last year.
Right. No, I think this next one's pretty fair. Reggie Gilliam's a 79.
Okay.
He doesn't see the field much. He's a special teamer for us.
Yeah.
He contributes in ways that in different ways.
I think that's fair for Gilliam. I think I agree with the 79 for him.
Alrighty. Wide receivers. Elijah Moore's a 77. Josh Palmer's a 77, which I thought was a kind of low.
Yeah,
I would put 76.
I would put Palmer at like 81.
I agree.
81, 82. I think that's his limit there.
Yeah. You got Curtis Samuel at a 76. Laviska Shenault at a 73. Shakir's an 82.
Okay.
I think
Shakir, I could boost him up a little bit. I could boost Shakir up maybe to an 86.
Right. But Shakir does have a 94 catching.
What was that? Sorry.
No, you're fine. Khalil Shakir has a 94 catching.
Okay.
Tyrell Shavers is a 65 overall.
I mean, I guess that's fair because he only played in that one game against the Jets. So, like, you can't, I mean, if you want to boost him up, maybe boost him up to maybe a 69, 68.
Right.
But, I mean, I think that's fair for where he's at.
Right. Now, I do think that the only snubs on that one is maybe Khalil Shakir. He should be a little bit higher, at least at 85, 87.
Yeah, I
But
think
then
so.
Josh Palmer should be in the 80s.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
All right. Dawson Knox is a 77. Dalton Kincaid is a 75. And Jackson Hall is the
Wait a
rookie.
minute. Wait a minute. They got Dalton Kincaid lower than Knox.
Yes.
This is where I take
Tommy,
this personal, man.
They both have 86 speed, by the way.
Wow.
I thought Kincaid was faster than
I
Knox.
thought he was too. I mean, maybe the injury, lingered him last year, but I mean, you said he's at a 73.
Knox is a 77. Kincaid's a 75.
75. I would at least put Kincaid at least maybe at 80, 81 at tight end.
See, I would put Kincaid like a 79, 80.
Yeah.
But Knox should be like an 83.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And left tackle. We
got
Josh. Kincaid does not run block well, and Knox does. I do.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that
take there,
Josh.
Josh.
In the overalls.
Thank you for commenting on that one, Josh.
Now, here's what gets interesting. Deion Dawkins is a 91 overall, which is the second highest overall bill.
Okay.
Followed by...
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, maybe you can push him to a 93, but 91's fair.
Yeah. Tylen Grable's a 63. Travis Clayton's a 63. Obviously, those guys don't really play, so you can't really...
That's like average for them, I think.
Right. Now, here's where it gets a little disrespectful here. I know Student Body Art's not going to like one of these.
Oh, God.
David Edwards is a 75 overall. For a Bills offensive line that was number 1 in sacks allowed last year. Well, at least
how could you put him at a 75? I mean, you at least got to put him.
Wait until you hear the other ones.
David Edwards, you got to put him at least at 80, 81.
I agree.
You got to put him in the
Alec. I know about Alec Anderson, your boy.
Don't tell
66.
Whoa. For what his role is and what he does for this Bills offensive line, you put him at it. That is cruel.
It gets worse.
Alec, I hope you're watching this. I got you rated as like a 75, 78.
But yeah, I'm putting AA. He brings the dirty.
They're doing you dirty in Madden, Alec.
They are. Connor McGovern's a 78.
Yeah, that's
just low.
No. At least put him mid-80s for McGovern. Where are they getting these statistics on these ratings, Pat?
Right, I don't know what they're doing at EA. I know they do it by the every year basis, but if you're going off every year, these players should be a lot higher, especially the offensive line.
Right.
I know MLB The Show does theirs every 3 years, but Madden does theirs every year.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense. I mean, Cedric Van Prank-Granger's a 66. Again, rightfully so.
Yeah.
We do got a question here from Josh. How would that rate compare to other centers? Yeah, there's a lot of other centers, like Pittsburgh center, who I believe is in the 80s. So I don't have the other centers. I'll have to take a look. But
that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Connor McGovern's lower. From what I have seen, he is not a top 10 center in Madden. Unfortunately, I don't know how. Ready for this one, Tommy?
Let's hear it.
Osiris Torrance, a 73. Ooh. For a guy who did not allow a sack last year.
Yeah. I would put him in the higher 70s, like maybe a 78, 79.
Right. I think at least maybe you can push 80.
Yeah, he could maybe push 80.
Now, here's one that actually got some respect. Spencer Brown, 85.
Okay. Now that They might have got that one on par. I mean, maybe he could go maybe three notch. It's maybe an 80, 88, 89. But I think 85 it's fair for Spencer, right?
Right. Greg Rousseau. Now we're going to the defensive side of things.
Okay.
Is a 88. Michael Hoyt's a 75. I'm cool with that. That's good.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's fair.
And Landon Jackson's a 73. He's a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, for being a rookie, being at least in the high set or like lower 70s, that's still pretty good. He can, like I said, we'll see what he can do on his defense. Come day one, if he's going to start or if he's just going to be like a role defensive end player. So we'll see. But I think that's fair for Landon.
So do I. Now we got Joey Bosa at 85.
Okay, I think
AJ Epinesa at a 76, and Javon Solomon at a 69.
Well, Solomon, I mean, he's coming into his second year, so we'll see what he can do. But that might be a little low. I mean, I would maybe put him at a 70.
I agree.
After what we're hearing in camp about how he's, explosive, and he's been doing great on the D line. So I mean, I would at least put him at a 70.
I agree.
Yep.
Ed Oliver is a 81. Larry Ogunjobi is a 76. TJ Sanders 74. Dwayne Carter 70. Deion Walker 69. Daquan Jones 79.
Okay.
Daquan Jones is rated about right.
Yeah.
So are the rookies.
Yep.
We do got a question from Josh. Those are all fair for the defensive ends. I agree.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair, Josh. Yeah. That's a good take right there. Yep.
Moving on to the Sam position, Sam linebacker.
All right.
Dorian Williams is a 75. I agree.
That's fair, yeah. Fair for
Balen Spector, which they still have on the team, is a 63. He should be
I
a
think
0.
actually he got cut and then no one picked him up. I think so. I think the Bills placed him on IR, I think that's what
you're right.
So he's actually technically back on the team.
Right. Now, here's where it gets very snubbing. Ready?
Let's hear it.
Shaq Thompson's an 81. Terrell Bernard's a 79.
79.
Joe Andreessen's a 69.
Wow. I mean,
Terrell Bernard being lower than Shaq Thompson is mind-boggling.
That's insulting, man, to Bernard. I would at least put Bernard at least at 84, 85.
I agree.
Just because he's so reliable on this Bills defense, and he made so many plays last year.
He did
on that defense. Like, to put him that low, that's just cruel.
Matt Milano.
Oh God, I don't even
84.
80.
I'll take that.
I'll take an 84 from Milano. Yeah, I'll take it.
Eden Olafosio, 867. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say for Milano, like, I think that's fair, just because dealing with the injuries and stuff. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah, Josh, here I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that, but it's flipped. But yeah,
that's
Shaq
cool.
Thompson. Shaq Thompson being higher than Terrell Bernard makes no sense to me. Moving on. Cornerbacks.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. Pat.
Christian Benford's an 85. He's not even a top 10 corner in Madden.
Wow.
Disrespectful.
Yep. He should at least be a 90.
I agree, Josh.
Right? Do you think that, Pat? I think Benford should at least be a 90.
I think Benford should be a 94.
94? Okay. I was going to say between 90 and 95, so we're about there. We're about right there.
Taron Johnson is an 84. I think that's different.
92 for me. I'd go 92.
I like that. Yeah, I like 92.
He's one of the best nickel corners in the league.
He's one of the best slot corners in the league. You got him and Trent McDuffie. You can choose. Well, that is a crime for Christian Benford. I agree, Josh.
It is. It is a big crime, Josh.
Want to hear more of a crime?
Let's hear it, Pat.
Maxwell Harrison's a 78, which is okay. He's a rookie. He has 96 speed, by the way.
Okay.
So that's fine. Tre'Davious White's a 74.
Oh my God. Is that? Do you think they rated that by maybe his injuries in the past and what he's done, what he did with the Rams? Is that why is that low?
Well, if they look at it, when he finally settled into the season, off the Achilles injury, when he played for Baltimore, he was actually pretty good.
That's what I was thinking.
But to have Tre'Davious White at a 74, Tommy, and Jamarcus Ingram at a 73, what are we doing here?
That's crime. That's crime right there, Pat. That is crime.
Our guy, Dorian Strong, which we'll talk about here shortly, is a 72. And Dane Jackson's a 71. Dane Jackson's just cheeks.
Yeah. I think they got the corners a little messed up on
yeah. Now, Cole Bishop is a 72.
Okay.
91 speed. We'll rock that.
72. I would have, if you're going to do 91 speed, I would at least boosted him up to at least a 77. 78. Right?
I agree. I think that's fair. Yeah, because look at the AFC Championship game, look against Detroit.
Yeah.
Played pretty well. I didn't make a lot of big plays, but he made the right plays.
Right.
DeMar Hamlin's a 74.
Okay.
Derek Force is a 71.
Okay.
Cam Lewis. Oh, okay. They have him listed as a strong safety. Taylor Rapp's a 79. That's low.
Yeah.
Derek Force is a 72. Jordan Hancock, 69.
Wow.
Tyler Bass, 74.
Wow, he couldn't
Brad
even get
Robbins.
75.
Yeah, right? I mean, Tyler Bass was money down the stretch last year, at least an 80.
Yeah.
77, 79. Brad Robbins, our punter, is a 69. Nice.
Okay.
Reed Ferguson, 71. He cracks the top 10 list at number 10 for
Okay.
long snappers.
All right.
Kick returner, LaVisca Chenault is an 80 at that position, followed by Brandon Condrington, who's an 82 at the kick returner position. We got a comment here from Josh. I think the safety score.
Okay.
I would have Taylor Rapp just a tad bit higher, but not much.
Yeah.
Punt returning, Brandon Condrington is number 1 with an 81 overall. KJ Hamler's an 84 at that position.
Okay, he's 84. Okay.
Yeah. Those are basically, power back. Ray Davis is a 72. But those are basically the Madden ratings, Tommy, for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Who was the biggest snub?
The biggest snub, like with the ratings, you mean?
Yes.
I think it's Christian Benford.
I agree.
I think they snubbed him big time. And,
So what? He's a top 5 corner, Tommy.
Second honors would be Bernard. I think they snubbed him too big time.
Yeah, I think, having Terrell Bernard below Shaq Thompson. I know he did good things for Carolina last year, but he was coming off an injury last year. Wasn't he Achilles?
Yeah, I think so.
Terrell Bernard is a very good linebacker.
Yeah.
So
who is your big one? Who is your big one, Pat? Would you agree with Benford, or are you going somewhere else?
I would agree. I agree with Benford, but because you said Benford, I'll say Terrell Bernard.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I could make an argument for Josh Allen.
Yeah,
put him at 100.
Put him at 100.
Yeah, but yeah, those are basically the Madden ratings. And again, if you want to watch Madden gameplay, little plug here for Do Champions. Make sure you check out Gridiron Grand Slam every Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. And as you can see, me and hopefully Tommy G soon playing some Madden. I know I got some convincing to do, and some other guys that do champions. Hopefully, I can play the Almighty Whittle soon.
Yeah, that's who I want to see.
Well as
Almighty Whittle, Pat. That'll be some entertainment right there.
Right? And Josh here says Osiris Torrance was the biggest snub at a 75 overall.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree there, Josh. That was a good one.
Yes. Now, Tommy, we talked about the Madden ratings. We went a little bit over the Bills-Giants game. Do you have a score prediction for that Bills-Giants game?
This is going to be tough just because, Trubisky.
You don't know who's playing, right?
Yeah, we really don't know who's playing, but I'm definitely going to take the home team Bills. So I'm going to say I want to say around the score will be around 28-14 Bills.
I like that. Jackson Dart's probably gonna see some playing time. Jameis Winston. They have a few, starting quarterbacks, quarterbacks on their roster that were starters last year. Starting with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. Now they have Jackson Dart, who's a first-round pick, but I'm pretty sure he'll see some playing time, a good amount of playing time. I think the Bills win. Sean McDermott's good against rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, I do expect Jackson Dart to play a majority of the game. I do have the Bills winning. I think it'll be like a 24 to 17 game.
Okay.
24-14, something like that.
Yep. That we're similar in scores. I like it.
Yeah, but just get out of the game healthy. No major injuries, no lingering injuries, no hamstrings, stuff like that.
Yep.
So I think this is a perfect time, Tommy.
Tommy's takes.
Tommy's takes.
All right. You got the graphic for Tommy's takes?
The student put it in here. Damn him.
Oh, we don't
he
have
did
a
not. We'll rock this one.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll rock this. Okay. All right. Let's do it, Pat. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Into Tommy's takes for this week. I got the Bills offensive line surrendering 20 sacks. I think they're gonna this O-line. I mean, they have all 10 starters coming back, and I think this O-line is just gonna ball out this year. I mean, like I said, we only gave up 14 last year, Pat.
Yes.
I think it'll be just right under 20. So if they give them maybe two more, but I think it's going to be under 20. I think this O-line is going to ball out, and Josh is just going to feed off that O-line, and he's going to find his targets, and they're going to be a scoring machine.
Tommy's takes coming in hot as always.
Coming in hot as always.
Coming in just as hot as Josh Allen on a QB sneak or on a QB, run, rolling out right. Doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I like the Bills giving up, less than 20 sacks. I think they put up similar numbers that they did last year within that 14 range. Josh Allen doesn't create a lot of sacks. That's something he has improved on throughout his career. And we bring back our whole offensive line room. I know we signed guys like Dan Feeney. We improved in the offensive line and keeping our starters, and hopefully knock on wood they can stay healthy.
Yep.
I don't think you're too far fetched, Tommy.
You like that Tommy's take?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
I really do. All right. Now, as you see it on the screen here, Pat and Tommy's Audible of the Week brought to you by Dude Champions, Sons of Erie, Fat Boy Surf Club, WGG, and much more, which we'll be playing the sponsorship later. And we got a comment here from Josh very quick. Jackson Dart is playing per Brian Davis.
Okay, there we go. It's official, Pat.
So, right, and Tommy, didn't you say that Sean McDermott said our starters are going to play the first quarter?
I think it's
besides
just around the first quarter besides Josh, but he didn't specify what players are playing, so he just said starters. So we'll see coming out of that.
Very quick. Well, fine. We'll talk about Pat and Tommy's Audible of the Week. Then I want to bring up the depth chart. How dare us forget? Pat and Tommy's Audible of the Week. Tommy, this Audible of the Week is going to be: what player are you watching for in this preseason game?
The one player I'm looking forward to in this preseason game against the Giants is Keon Coleman. I'm looking to see what he can do with Mitch Trubisky, and if he's still out there with White. I'm looking forward to see how he does coming out of his breaks, and if how he separates, and if he can just ball out in front of our fans Saturday, and just to see maybe he can get a touchdown, and I think everybody can relieve and say this guy could legit be our number one wide receiver.
Yeah, and Tommy, I'm glad you brought that up because we do got coming here from Josh very quick. Yes, minus Josh.
Okay.
So you will be seeing the starters playing, and hopefully it's against Jackson Dart.
Right.
Just we can beat up on him. I want to see a Bills win. It's been too long.
I know.
I'm itching. Somebody has to make a GIF, that meme where the guy's like, "Got any more memes?" I'm just gonna say memes to keep it PG.
Right.
But, got any more Bills wins? It's like the white powder on the nose. I'm in trouble for that one. But yeah, I like that you bring up Keon Coleman because he had a bad first day of training camp. Then from then it was pretty good. I like that you're looking for Keon Coleman. I'm gonna take it to the defense side of the ball, but before I say who it is, I like that you talk about Keon Coleman and hopefully he can just get a touchdown. I'll take it one further. I want to see how he does with separation.
Okay, I like
and his route running, how he gets in and out of his breaks.
Yeah,
that's his biggest knock.
Yep.
Oh, I could have said donut powder. Dang it, and Matt was in here. Good to be seen. Yes, I'm glad you know what meme I'm talking about, Matt. So if we can make that a gift, please, and we can use it on the network. Got any more Bills wins? That would be freaking awesome.
Yep.
I'm looking at a guy like Dorian Strong.
Who I love that, Pat. I
thank you.
He's one of my He's one of my sleepers. Just like back when Benford was one of them sleepers, and he just brought himself out. So I love that pick for you, Pat. Dorian Strong. I'm looking forward to see what he does in that secondary.
Yeah, because when you look at it, it didn't look like he was gonna get a lot of playing time coming in as a 6th round pick. Kind of like how Benford didn't come in and play right away, I believe, or he beat him out in training camp, which I think he did. Beat out Kyrie Elam, I should say. But with Tre'Davious White, a veteran guy who knows the system, Maxwell Harrison, a 1st round pick who was looking very good in OTAs and looking to clean up the playbook pretty fast. Then he suffered that that knee sprain. Then also we had guys like Dane Jackson on the roster too, Jamarcus Ingram, Cam Lewis, guys that can kind of play all over the place. I already know the system, but from what we've been hearing out of Dorian Strong out of training camp and OTAs, he's picking the brains of Trey White and Christian Benford. He can relate to Christian Benford going to. I don't want to say Virginia Tech's a smaller school, but compared to Kentucky, it is. And being a 6th round pick like Christian Benford, you have that chip on your shoulder. And obviously, you want your teammates to do well, but at the same time, you want to play.
He came from a real small football school in UConn, you know what I'm saying? That was he had to build his way up to be a star.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, Christian Benford, he went to Villanova.
Oh, that's right, Villanova. I'm sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah. That's still like a small football school, though.
Yeah, and I know some Bills fans say, "Oh, move him to safety." I'm glad we didn't. That's why some of us are not head coaches.
Yeah.
And coaches, but yeah, I think this. Well, let me rephrase that, because I think if they were to move Benford to safety, it could have been good, but we have a top 10 corner.
Yep.
But yeah, Dorian Strong, he has a chance to really prove himself here now and beat out a guy like Dane Jackson, a guy who knows the system, hasn't been here, I believe, in a year or two. You have a chance to jump guys like Cam Lewis and Jamarcus Ingram and be that cornerback 4 until, or you could say cornerback 3 if you don't count Taron Johnson.
Right.
But the third boundary corner, because obviously you have Benford, Trey White. It's going to be Dorian Strong and Maxwell Harrison duking it out. And right now, Dorian Strong has a chance to, surpass Maxwell Harrison due to an injury.
Yeah.
And with him, picking the brain of Trey White and Christian Benford, he has a chance, Tommy. And with you have a good coaching staff in your corner, like we talked about earlier. What Sean McDermott and the coaching staff can do with secondaries, look, Benford, we can keep going on and on and on. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. The list goes on. He has a chance to be good, and he has a chance to prove himself starting this week. And so 100%. I don't want to, when I talk about Dorian Strong, I don't want to see any holding calls. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see clean football, and if your name is not being called, you're doing something right, besides if it's an interception.
Correct.
So the ball is literally in Dorian Strong's hands right now.
Yep.
So yeah.
I think we covered pretty much everything tonight, Pat. I mean, we went over everything. So it's been a great show.
Yes, it has. And I do want to say thank you to all 107 live viewers in here.
Thank you for tuning in. We try to bring you the best content on our networks and all around Bills Mafia. So
yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
I appreciate you doing this with me, man. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it without you, Pat. I mean, we're that sick dynamic duo, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Oh yeah.
So, do you want to give a shout out to where everybody can find us? Yes, here it is.
Yes. Go ahead, Tommy.
So everybody, you can follow us on all our social Do Champions networks at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, all the media sites. So just tune in to Do. We like to bring you all the content we can give and do our best for Do Champions. So Pat, it was a great night, man.
Yes, and I do want to say very quick, make sure you check out the Coast to Coast podcast every Wednesday. Buffalo Combat Zone every Monday, a new show that we just debuted last week, and they are very good. I love their debates. It's a Combat Zone over there. Make sure you check it out every Monday.
Yep.
And make sure you check, already said Coast to Coast. Make sure you check out Third and Manageable every Saturday. Check out myself and Tommy every Thursday here at the Bills Canvas.
Yep.
And Tommy.
Yeah.
We got a Bills football game this week, man.
Yeah, man.
I gotta say is
super excited, man, to finally watch some Bills football, man, and just have a good time with the season. I just don't want it to rush, man, because every time, every game goes by, it's like, oh no, it's going fast. So I hope this season just kind of goes slow and we can enjoy this Bills football team this year.
Hopefully it's a longer season. Hopefully we get that extra 2 weeks.
Yes.
And so with that being said, for myself here and Tommy, we want to say thank you, everybody. Good to be seen.
To be seen.
Go Bills.
And let's paint.
Let's paint.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,